Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is March 12th, 2025, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, U.S. markets take a pause from that massive sell-off. But first, looking at today's major economic events, so we start out the day at 2:30 South African time. From the United States, we have a core price index CPI number coming out, super important. And then at 3:45, from Canada, we have the Bank of Canada having a rate statement. Now, looking at the market, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the major pairs showing some strength, but they did pause and they're holding on to their gains. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones continued to sell off, while the NASDAQ took a little bit of a break, really unchanged day to day. Now, looking at commodities, gold remains unchanged, while crude oil sitting there on support. Now, looking at the stocks, they're mixed. It's all across the board. We're going to take a look at that. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we are, starting out with the GBP USD, and it's strengthening versus the US dollar. And this is kind of an anomaly that we find ourselves in because the US markets are tanking. They're selling off quite aggressively, and the dollar is getting weaker, which should be the opposite of what should be happening. But for right now, they're trading together, so you got to keep an eye on both of them. Now, looking at the other majors today, the Canadian dollar coming out with that Bank of Canada has a rate statement. We're at that top of that range. There's still those tariff wars between the U.S. and Canada. Actually, yesterday, Donald Trump, the president, had actually said that he's putting in a tariff of 50% on steel and aluminum products from Canada. That's huge. We're basically throwing out NAFTA out the window. And this has been a standard in the United States for close to about 40 years. NAFTA was actually put in by Clinton. And so this is really very interesting how this new world order is setting itself up. Now, looking at the commodities, gold really doing nothing here at 29.19, really just sitting and just trading sideways. And looking at crude oil sitting there on support, not wanting to break itself off, okay, from that supportish level, not wanting breaking lower, at least for now. Now, jumping into the U.S. market, see, the Dow Jones pretty much bottomed out yesterday, okay? The reason I say bottomed out is because it's the first time we got a green candle, and we continued to sell off yesterday just a bit, but we made a little bit of a comeback, okay? The reason I say a little bit of a comeback because you could see quite clearly it wasn't enough to sustain it on the upside. Now, checking out the NASDAQ on its lows, okay? This one got hit a little bit further yesterday on its lows, but let's take a look at a weekly. We're coming into supportish area. 19,324 is supportish area, about 100 points above that. Now, we got to look at the tech stocks to really see where we're holding with these type of stocks, because this is really what it reflects. So if we looked at the big ones, Meta is facing upwards. If we look at Apple, it's pretty bottom out on its supportish level, very similar to the NASDAQ, okay, if we look at it and compare it to each other. The Tesla, however, getting back to its 230-ish level and showing some weakness, but it's on supportish level, okay, so keep that in mind. If we look at Amazon, got a green day for the day at 196. And this is what's beautiful about the markets when they sell off. It gives you another opportunity to do what? Buy it. Okay, imagine going to the store and getting something for sale. That's basically what we're having right now. We're having a fire sale. And if we look at NVIDIA, also bouncing here off of that 100-ish level, 104 to 106. It bounced even further to 108, but gave some of that back. Okay, so what should I expect from today's trading? If we look at Bitcoin, also consolidating here. So again, what should I expect from today's trading? Pretty much a lot of what we expected yesterday. I think the market's going to be kind of finding themselves because they did sell off quite aggressively from their all-time record highs. And this is normal. This is very healthy. We want to see these transitions in the markets because that means that there will be an upswing sometime in the future again. Okay, that's just the reality of it. So what we're looking for is make a list of strong stocks, weak stocks, or weak assets, strong assets, and kind of see, how they're going to actually play themselves out. And we want to look at the Dow Jones and look at the dollar and see how they're acting relative to each other to give us some sort of direction which way they'll go. This is Razak, and I wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.